Hey guys, welcome back. It's me, Cali. I'm here to bring you the third installment from the Gypsy and the Witch's creative journaling collaboration. The entry for this month was called The Witching Hour, and I encourage you to join us as we create a new entry each month and share what we've done. We have a great group on Facebook now where people have joined along and are creating. And this is what I have come up with for this month's entry for my dear sister, Miss Rita Marie. And I will leave all links below. So if this looks like something you would be interested in, please stick around and I'll show you how I created it. See you in a minute. Okay guys, we're going to go ahead and get started here. Just going to open this up. And I can't believe we're already on the third page. Here was August page, Peace, Love, Music, and Art. Here was September's page, Autumn Leaves. And now here we are for October, and this is going to be the Witching Hour. So, you know, I am such a creature of habit. I'm going to begin this page the way I begin most of my journal pages. We're going to take some Americana decoupage, and I have an old paintbrush that I use just for my decoupage, little palette, and I have a bag full of torn book page and dictionary page and music page, and we're just going to slap on some decoupage and slap on some book page. So I'm going to begin that, and I'm not going to keep you here for the whole thing, but I'll just let you see how we're going to get started. And once again, I do know the theme, obviously, Witching Hour, but I have no clue or clear idea. Anyway, I do have a clue of what this journal page is going to be. I like to keep it that way. I don't like to put a lot of thought into it. I like it to develop as it comes out. And you know what, you guys, before I go any further, I'm going to take a piece of wax paper and just put it underneath so I don't get this all over the place. So I'm really happy to see that we have quite a few new members in the group, the Gypsy and the Witch on Facebook, which is for like-minded folks who are following along here and doing their own interpretations of the theme, as well as caring and sharing. And I will leave those links below. So please, if you're interested, just request to join, and we will be happy to have you. And there's been a really great response, and it's very cool. Very happy to be hanging out with old and new friends. And, you know, it's just, it continues to blow me away, the blessings that I'm getting from just deciding to start a little old YouTube channel. So you guys, I'm just going to continue here. I'm really hoping I've been in frame. I moved my camera up, and hopefully that's going to help. But I'm just going to continue gluing on various, you know how I do. And after that's dry, I'm pretty sure that I will be gessoing it. And then who knows what the future holds. I don't know. Again, I have a little bit of an idea. So yeah, I encourage you guys to follow along, do your own interpretation, any kind of media. Doesn't have to be a journal page. And tag Miss Rita and I. And I will link Rita's channel below as well. The Gypsy. check out what she's doing. And this has been so much fun. And I look forward to more fun in the future. So, all right, you guys, I'm not going to keep you here too much. I'm going to turn the camera off, and I will be back when this page is dry and we're going to be ready to gesso. So I'll see you in just a minute. Okay, guys, this is all dry right now, and then I'm going to come in true to form with some of my Deco Art gesso in white. And we're just going to go over this, and then when that's dry, I think I'm going to try some of these shimmer misters. I have turquoise, violet, and purple. So that's going to go on after the gesso. So I'm just going to get started. And we're just going to do a light coat. I'm not going to get real exact with it. I like the look of the print showing through, but just trying to give us a nice background for everything else. I still, like normal, don't have any clear idea of what I'm going to be doing here, but I'm really digging the theme, the witching hour. So, I don't know, something about witches and something about time, which could be, we could get a little steampunky. I don't know. I do have a couple new stencils that I got with some numbers and clock faces, I believe. I have to dig through and see what I got, but maybe once we get this, the background done with our misters on top of our gesso, maybe I'll come back in with some modeling paste through a stencil just for something different, add a little bit of dimension, and that might lead us somewhere. So again, I'm being real rough with this, you guys. Not keeping it pretty at all. And we're going to let this dry, and I will be back, like I said, for the next step, which will be our misters. So, see you in just a few minutes. Okay, guys, our gesso's dry, and like I said before, I'm going to come in with some of these misters, and we're just going to go in. I'm looking for kind of a dark effect, and like I said, when this is dry, I'll come back in with, I pulled out this Andy Skinner stencil that I have, and you can see the clockwork, and there's also the number 13, which is quite appropriate, I think. And so when I'm done with these sprays and they're dry, I'm going to come back in with some modeling or molding paste and color that. And whoop, whoop, that's a little different. Not what I was going for, but every mister's different. And then the blue. Oh, that looks cool, I think. So, you know I gotta hit it one more time with some purple. Okay, I really like that. Before I ruin it, I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'll be back with some molding paste and our stencil. Okay, you guys, you know that sinking feeling in your stomach when you realize that you didn't hit the record button? Well, I just had that because I just went in and added my molding paste and didn't record it. So basically what I did was I took my handy dandy Andy Skinner stencil that I got from Deco Art, and I just taped it around the edges of my page, and then I went in with some of my golden molding paste and a little palette knife, and I just only did the clock face. I left everything else alone. I'll probably go back in for that number 13 at some point. So I apologize that you didn't get a chance to watch me do it. It was very fascinating. I just put some paste on my palette knife and scraped it on the numbers, and then I went over it with my credit card and just smoothed it out. So we're going to let that dry, and as soon as it's dry, we're going to take it off and we'll move on to the next step. Again, sorry guys. Okay, guys, this is well dry and got a little smudged up in a couple places, but I'm not going to worry about that. And what I'm going to do with this clock face is just go in with some of my Deco Art Metallic Luster in Silver Spark with a makeup sponge, and I'm just going to go around and touch up these raised areas. And it doesn't have to be perfect, and I will go over this all when we're done with some black as well, but I'm just going to kind of do that all around to highlight everything. And then also, while I was staring at this, what came to mind, and I know it's kind of cliche, but in the center here, I thought, well, that would make a great full moon. So I took just a piece of my Canson mixed media paper, and I just sketched out with a pencil a witch silhouette flying on a broom, again, cliche, as well as I went in with my compass and measured around, and then I just did a full moon circle. So the witch, obviously, I'm going to do in black, as she's going to be a silhouette, and the moon, I'm going to go in with my, actually, well, I'm either going to use my Derwent Inktense blocks, which I love, or I also thought about going in, I may do that, use the Inktense, and then I thought about using this Delusion stencil over the moon, just to kind of give it that mottled effect, and maybe use some of my Deco Art Media Misters through the stencil. So that's what I'm going to be doing next, and you will see me back here when that is all done, and we're going to glue the moon onto the center, and then the witch over the moon, and I'll see you back here when that's done. So just a minute. Okay guys, I have everything cut out and painted, and I'll show you where we're at. I thought I'd just show you before I glued everything down. First thing I did was the moon, and I did go in with my Derwent Inktense blocks in yellow, and then I used my Delusion stencil with this straight up yellow shimmer mister from Deco Art, and you can see it gave me exactly the effect that I wanted. I was really pleased with that. So I'm going to use, of course, my decoupage matte media, and I'm going to glue that down, and then on top of that, I use my Derwent Inktense in black and cut her out, so she's going to kind of go like that. And I went online and I got these a while back from the Graphic Fairy for free. It was a free download, and I thought, as I was looking through my stash, I thought these might be cool for, like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of what we're going to do for a border. So I thought they might look cool in the corners. I hope you guys can see all right. Maybe. Not sure how I feel about that. I might cut their wings up a little, so. And then I had gotten this really cool washi tape at the Dollar Tree, and I thought that might look really nice as a border, or maybe a combination of the two, you know, with the bats over the top. But I'm not sure. And then I still have some of that Graphic 45 Steampunk Spells paper, and one of them, you know, I cut out was this Time Flies, and I really, really like the clock on this with the spider web, so I thought I might cut the clock out and either put it on the witch or around here or something like that. So I'm basically gonna come in and just fiddle about and glue things down, and I'll see you guys back here. And when everything is dry, I'll go back in again with my ink tints in black and just outline things and, you know, really try to make things pop. And I don't know, we'll see. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see what happens. So I'll see you back here when everything's glued down. Okay, you guys, before I start decoupaging everything down, I decided that I want to do a little bit of stamping in the background. And I just want some little stars to come up. So I have this moon and stars stamp, and I'm not going to stamp the moon. I'll just stamp some of the stars, as well as I have some of these recollection stamps that I got in a D-stash, but there are a couple stars in there as well that I'm just going to randomly scatter around, and I'll use my good old Stays On and jet black. And when that's done, then I'm going to decoupage everything down. I've also decided that I'm going to, you see all the numbers are silver. I'm going to do midnight in gold. So I'm going to go over that with my antique gold rub and buff just to make it different, because midnight is the witching hour. So that's what I'm going to do. Stamp stars, change that to gold, glue everything down, and then I'll be back. Okay, you guys, everything's come together really nicely. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. I went in with the stamps, and the ones on the moon were too small to show up, so I just used the recollection stamps, and they worked out perfectly. I used the washi tape underneath on the edges of the border, and I really, really like it. I put a little Aleene's tacky glue underneath it just to reinforce it, but if I ever come across this at the Dollar Tree again, I will definitely pick it up. I trimmed the bats. Their wings were a little bit too long for the corners for my taste, so I just trimmed the edges down and put those over top of the washi tape. And I love the way the silhouette of the witch looks against the moon. I love doing silhouettes. They're really dramatic and they're super simple. So I just really like the way that came out. I decoupaged over everything. I did use the gold rub and buff on the midnight. I decided not to use the number 13. I was going to initially put it right over the top of this, and I decided not to, as well as that clock. I just couldn't find a spot for it, and I didn't want to force it. So I left that out as well. And then I just went in with some of this jumbo glitter and added a sparkly touch with the purple and the chartreuse. So I hope you guys like this, and I hope it has inspired you to jump on the caravan and join the Gypsy and the Witch as we continue to create throughout the year. I can't wait to see what next month's theme is going to be, and I hope you guys join us and show us your work. I'll leave all links below if you'd like to join our Facebook group. We'd love to have you. And give me a thumbs up if you like this video. If you haven't yet subscribed, I would love it if you did. And I hope you're having a beautiful day. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.